Hello everyone, welcome to Consultaire and InTrainingIQ.com to conduct a document review utilizing the Maintenance Staff and Contractors program under the SQF Module 11.2.2. First, check if the document title matches the uploaded file name on the dashboard. In this instance, we do have the same titles as the Maintenance Staff and Contractors program. Next, both must have the same document code. For this example, we do have 11.2.2. And since this is a template, we indicate the PCQI as the account initials. However, we can customize the code based on the company's initials. For the page number, we use the page X of Y format. Ensure that it reflects the current page position and the total page number of the document. Then here, insert the company logo together with the company name and company address, and enter the designated department. For the originated by section, it can be the food safety, quality assurance, or the quality control personnel of the company. The originator ensures the implementation of the quality management and document control system. Enter the name of the originator, affix the signature, position title, and the date originated. Next, the reviewed by section. It can be the personnel assigned in the quality management department who reviews the drafted document or attribution for accuracy and implementation. Again, enter the name of the reviewer, affix the signature, position title, and the date reviewed. For the approved by section, it must be the person in the C-level management who has the approval authority. Enter the name of the approver, affix the signature, position title, and the date approved. For the revision date, the revision date is the same as the date originated or drafted by the author. Effective date, it is the date the document was signed and approved. Publication date is when the document is published for distribution and initiated personnel training. Implementation date is when the document is distributed and personnel training is completed. For the supersedes, put original for the initial issuance of the document, and for any revisions, reflect the initial revision date before the current revision. And please be reminded that this section must be properly filled out to be compliant. Now we will focus on the components of the program. First we have is the purpose. The purpose is the implementation of any certification standard or compliance with a regulatory requirement. For this program, it is for the implementation with SQF Module 11 Edition 9 for food manufacturing under Clause 11.2.2. First, to implement SQF Food Safety Code for Food Safety Management System, GMPs, HACCP, Food Safety Plan, ISO, FSSC, BRC Global Standards, and other FSMA required standards. Maintenance staff and contractors shall comply with the site's personnel and process hygiene requirements. Next, implement SQF Food Safety Code for Food Safety Management System, GMPs, HACCP, Food Safety Plan, ISO, FSSC, BRC Global Standards, and other FSMA required standards. All maintenance and other engineering contractors required to work on site shall be trained in the site's food safety and hygiene procedures. All shall be escorted at all times until their work is completed. Next, implement SQF Food Safety Code for Food Safety Management System, GMPs, HACCP, Food Safety Plan, ISO, FSSC, BRC Global Standards, and other FSMA required standards. Maintenance staff and contractor shall remove all tools and debris from any maintenance activity once it has been completed, and inform the area supervisor and maintenance supervisor so appropriate hygiene sanitation can be conducted and pre-operational inspection completed prior to restarting of site operations. Second, we have is the scope. The scope of the program is based on the purpose and serve as a guide in describing the layout of the procedure. Under scope, we have the personal hygiene and the maintenance activity. Next, we have is the policy. The policies are the rules set by the company as their implementation guide. Under policy, we have the maintenance staff and service contractors are engaged to complete work in food production areas, observe all personnel and process hygiene requirements. Service contractors are provided with protective clothing as required. Fourth is the procedure. The procedure is a step-by-step process and the actual implementation of the policy. And we have here the personal hygiene. Maintenance staff and service contractors engaged to complete work in food production areas oversees all personal and process hygiene requirements. And you may refer to the personal welfare. Next, you may also refer to the clothing and personal effects. Service contractors are provided with protective clothing as required and repairs are completed following the same requirements as maintenance staff. All service contractors are aware of the personal hygiene requirements and they are provided with any necessary protective clothing or that protective clothing meets the same requirements as those of the supplier staff. Next, maintenance activity. Maintenance of equipment or building structures are completed in a manner that does not pose a risk to the product, materials, including packaging materials, or equipment. Maintenance supervisor ensure that they are notified by all contractors engaged to complete work in any product handling areas. Service contractors are to inform maintenance supervisor if any required work process, a potential threat to product, packaging, or equipment safety. When necessary, maintenance is conducted outside processing times. Service contractors notify the maintenance supervisor in the event of any breakage or damage that could expose products, packaging, or equipment to contamination. Service contractors notify the maintenance supervisor when work has been completed. Plant supervisor and operators ensure appropriate and effective cleanup measures are taken once all maintenance or service contractors' activity is completed and before the commencement of plant operations. All maintenance and other engineering contractors are required to work on site, are trained on site's food safety hygiene procedure, or escorted at all times until their work is completed. All tools and debris are removed from any maintenance activity once it has been completed and informs the area supervisor and maintenance supervisor so appropriate hygiene and sanitation can be completed before the commencement of facility operations. Next, maintenance activity, preventive maintenance program. The responsible for this is the maintenance manager will be responsible for the plan and execution of the maintenance plan. Preventive maintenance procedure. The following activities are included in the preventive maintenance checklist. At the beginning of each week, refer to the preventive maintenance checklist to schedule the maintenance to be performed for that week. Daily, the pre-operation and operational reports will inform maintenance of what task needs to be performed. Monthly or the bi-monthly, tasks listed on the preventive maintenance checklist. Quarterly, tasks listed on the preventive maintenance checklist. Annually, tasks listed on the preventive maintenance checklist. Refrigeration equipment check and service by an outside contractor. All contractors must sign the contractual rules and confidentiality agreement annually. Inspect rooftop fans and intake filters. Employees are encouraged to report problems they notice to their supervisor or QA department. Notification occurs when potential risk to product is evident through maintenance report in food processing areas. Maintenance issues which are related to maintaining food safety will be treated as high priority by the maintenance personnel. Other requirements to ensure food safety are all tools must be maintained in a sanitary manner, cleaned daily and removed when repair is completed by both maintenance employees and contractors. GMPs and food safety hygiene must be followed by both maintenance employees and contractors. Maintenance procedures that pose no risk to product safety and integrity and are followed. Maintenance of equipment or building structure must be completed in a manner that does not pose a risk to product, materials, including packaging materials of equipment. Temporary fixes, such as wire, tape, string, etc., is not permitted. Equipment must be cleaned, washed, or inspected by quality assurance prior to use. Paint must be suitable for use and not used on food contact surfaces. New equipment, equipment that is not used on regular basis and or equipment that is kept out of the production areas needs to be labeled, properly covered, properly cleaned and sanitized before going back into service. The oil and grease that is used on food contact surfaces for plant maintenance and equipment purpose must be food grade. Food grade and non-food grade grease must be labeled and stored separately in a sanitary manner. Once the preventive maintenance task has been completed, all relevant information will be recorded in the work order management system. If there was nothing unusual to report, then simply update the date that the maintenance was. Maintenance staff and service contractors engaged to complete work in food production areas observes all personnel and process hygiene requirements. Service contractors are provided with protective clothing as required, and repairs are completed following the same requirements that maintenance staff observe, such as maintenance of equipment or building structure must be completed in a manner that does not pose a risk to product, materials, or equipment. The maintenance supervisors ensure that they are notified by all contractors engaged to complete the work in any product handling areas. They ensure that all service contractors are aware of the personal hygiene requirements and that they are provided with necessary protective clothing or that protective clothing meets the same requirements as those of the supplier staff. Maintenance staff and service contractors ensure that they account for and remove all tools and debris from any maintenance activity once it has been completed in any product handling area and inform the area supervisor so appropriate sanitation can be completed. Service contractors are to inform the maintenance supervisor if any required work poses a potential threat to product, packaging, or equipment safety when necessary maintenance is conducted outside processing times. Service contractors shall notify the maintenance supervisor in the event of any breakage or damage that could expose products, packaging, or equipment to contamination. Service contractors must notify the maintenance supervisor when work has been completed. Plant supervisors and operators ensure the appropriate and effective cleanup measures are taken once all maintenance or service contractor activity is completed and prior to the commencement of the plant operations. Supplier staff, maintenance, personnel, and service contractors adhere to the correct procedures when completing maintenance on all equipment. As part of maintenance procedures, repaired equipment is inspected for missing parts prior to use. Reporting and completing repairs and cleaning the equipment after repairs. Maintenance staff and service contractors will report completed repairs to the maintenance manager, and cleaning of completed equipment are reported to the sanitation supervisor. Where machinery that exists over product lines or food contact surfaces requires lubrication, only food-grade lubricant are used. Where paint is used on equipments, roofs, walls, or floors, it is inspected for good condition and suitable for use. Paint is not used on food contact surfaces. Chemicals and lubricants. All chemicals and lubricants must be securely stored during periods of non-use in a place separate from all products in the warehouse. No chemicals or lubricants can be stored on the floor. Chemical must be sealed in a leak-proof container. Any leaking container must be removed and legally disposed of. All containers of chemical must be labeled and used for intended purpose. All chemicals must be listed in the USDA list of proprietary substances, and non-food compounds or MSDS must be on the file listing the safe uses of the chemicals stored. Under this program, you must report to your supervisor any violation, unsafe, or unauthorized use of storage of chemicals which could directly or indirectly cause product to become contaminated. All grease cartridge or food grade, open food grade grease, lubricants, and cans for production will be stored inside a labeled, clean container. Only food grade lubricants are to be used in the processing areas. All food grade lubricant cans will be labeled to indicate food use only. No other items are to be stored in the food grade lubricant bin. Food grade lubricant cans stored in the maintenance shop shall be labeled and stored hygienically. Facility repair shall be documented on a work order with a target date. Work order shall be signed off after completion and verification of the finished item. These work orders can come off our weekly production meetings, weekly maintenance meetings, or from facility inspections. After the work order is documented, it goes directly to our maintenance department until item is completed and signed off. Equipment repairs and maintenance and servicing during production. Preventive maintenance program will be documented in the weekly preventive maintenance lubrication schedule, verified by a QA person once a week, and filled in production records cabinet. Monthly preventive maintenance overview activities will be logged and verified by a QA person once monthly and filled in production records cabinet. Temporary repairs must adhere to GMPs. Permanent solution must be given within a reasonable time frame. The maintenance shop will be maintained in an orderly fashion, including any scrap. Use the PIP program to create work orders for any facility repairs or other repairs that require a frame time to get fixed. Maintenance tools must be sanitized prior to enter a production room during operations hours. Sanitation must be documented on the daily operational sanitation record by a quality assurance staff or trained employee. Fifth is the responsibility. The responsibility of the person is indicated. It covers what to perform to comply with the policy and procedure. And under responsibility, we have the maintenance supervisors. Ensure they are notified by all contractors engaged to complete work in any product handling areas. Ensure that all service contractors are aware of suppliers' personal hygiene requirements and that they are provided with any necessary protective clothing or that protective clothing meets the same requirements as those of the supplier staff. Ensure appropriate and effective cleanup measures are taken once all maintenance or service contractor activity is completed and before the commencement of plant operations. 6 is the corrective action. The corrective action is the process of taking appropriate steps to eliminate causes of nonconformities or other undesirable situations. In the event of product, materials, or equipment contamination due to maintenance staff and contractors' activities, train the key personnel involved in the implementation of the program, review the procedures for effectiveness, and revise if needed. 7. We have is the review quality. The review section serves as a guidelines for conducting the annual or the periodic review. Under review, we have the annual review of compliance to maintenance staff and contractors' requirements by observing the following. Maintenance procedure afford no risk to product safety and integrity. Maintenance procedures are known by maintenance personnel and contractors. Maintenance procedures are being followed. Maintenance procedure include food safety and hygiene practices. Maintenance staff follow food safety and hygiene practices. Maintenance contractors follow food safety and hygiene practices. Operating staff and supervisors are notified when repairs are made completed. All tool parts and debris are removed from repair areas. Sanitation activity occurs when maintenance repair in food processing areas. Notification occurs when the potential risk to the product is evident through maintenance activities or breakdowns. Maintenance records are available and complete. There is a planned maintenance schedule. The maintenance schedule includes critical equipment and areas of the site. There are maintenance procedures that include food safety issues. Planned maintenance schedule is being followed. 8 is the reference documents. The reference documents are the set of documents used to implement and monitor a program, policy, and procedure. Under reference documents, we have the personnel welfare, clothing and personal effects, planned maintenance schedule, maintenance procedures training, food safety hygiene training, plant and equipment failures register, SSOPs, food grade lubricant register, maintenance records, weekly preventive maintenance lubrication schedule, daily operational sanitation record. 9th is the reference. The reference section is composed of guides utilized to implement the program. Examples are the certification guide, regulations, and other widely accepted scientific journals, research, and the like. Under reference, we have the SQF Module 11 Edition 9, Section 11.2.2, Maintenance Staff and Contractors. Next, we have is the 21 CFR 111, Current Good Manufacturing Practice in Manufacturing, Packing, or Holding Human Food. Lastly, we have is the history. The history section is where we can update the program if there are any changes or revisions made in the document. If there is a revision, enter the revision number, revision date, description of change, author or the originator name, the title or the department of the originator or the author. Thank you for participating in this document review. Content presented are for training purposes only and are based on interpretations of standards and best practices, and must be customized for your intended use. To fully customize your programs, policies, procedures, forms for records, and lessons for training, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consultor Inc. at services@interlinkiq.com or simply call 202-982-3002. For free access, visit interlinkiq.com.